Well, hello, this is Mrs. Robertson, and today is February 8th. We just finished going over yesterday's homework. I want to show you the answers for those of you that are at home. Here are the answers for 1 and 3. You may pause it and look at the answers if you need longer. 2 and 4's answers. On the back, 5 and 6 answers, and 7 and 8's answers. If you are at home and not able to be in my classroom today, if you have any questions, feel free to email me, or when you come back to school, we can go over these problems. Now, let's go to our lesson, area of composite figures. Composite figures means it's more than one shape. We're going to combine different shapes. And this lesson starts on page 631, but we are going to go right on to page 632 to start our notes. All right, find the area of composite figures. A composite figure is made up of 2 or more shapes. To find the area of a composite figure, decompose the figure into shapes with areas you know. Another word for decompose is take it apart into shapes that you know. Okay, break it up into other shapes. To find the area of a composite figure, you decompose, or let's put take apart. Then find the sum of these areas. Now, this little handy-dandy chart tells you the parallelogram, the formula for it. The area of a parallelogram is the product of any base and its height. The triangle, the area of a triangle is half the product of any base and its height. Kids, I like this formula better, so let's put or. Area equals base times height divided by 2. That's the same thing as this, but it's just easier to do when you're solving an equation for an unknown. It's just easier that way. Same thing for a trapezoid. The formula for a trapezoid is half the height times b1 plus b2. I like this formula better. The height times b1 plus b2 divided by 2 is just a little more friendly, okay? And remember, the B1 and B2 are the two sides that are parallel to one another. And a circle, the area of a circle is pi r squared. All right? You're not going to have to deal with the circumference of the circle today. So here, we have a parallelogram and a rectangle. Do you see that? This is a square and a semicircle. A semicircle is just the area of a circle divided by 2, right? It's a half a circle. This one, it's a quadrilateral. Here we've broken it up into a triangle, and this shape is a trapezoid. Okay, so then you would find the area of the triangle plus the area of a trapezoid. Any questions? Let's look at example 1. Find the area of the composite shape. Well, semicircle, triangle. You find the area of the semicircle, pi r squared. I would have done it like this. The area of a semicircle is pi r squared divided by 2. They use 1/2. This is the same thing for the semicircle. You got it? The triangle, I like base times height divided by 2, but 1/2 is still the same thing. You'll get the same answers, and then you add them together. Any questions? Okay, find the area of this shape. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. There are 2 ways of doing this problem. Go ahead and try to do this one. I am going to do it where I subtract. I'm going to extend this. So if I had 20 times 25, that's the big rectangle. minus, okay, that's the area of a rectangle. I'm going to subtract the area of the little triangle. See that? I got to figure out what those distances are, though. That's 7, and this is 5. So 7 times 5 divided by 2. And I'm going to subtract that. So use your calculator. 20 times 25 is 500, minus that little corner, 35 divided by 2, 17.5. So 500 minus 17.5 will give you the answer of 482.5 inches squared. Do you see how I did that? Sometimes you add and sometimes you subtract. All right? Any questions? Okay, now let's go on to the next page. Example 2. Oh, it's a miniature golf course. I didn't know what that picture was of at first. I thought it was pickles. A miniature golf hole is composed of a trapezoid and a parallelogram. How many square feet of turf does the hole cover? All right, so this is your trapezoid. This is your parallelogram. All right, so they find the area of the trapezoid. Remember, the bases are the two sides that are parallel to one another. So this is B1 and that's B2. 2 plus 3 times, which is 5 times 3 is 15, and 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. All right, then you have to add it to the parallelogram. Base times height. Well, this is your base, and the height is the perpendicular distance between your parallel lines. This is your height. See that little box? That says it's your height. So you take 6 times 2.5, not the 3, the 2.5, and that gives you 15. And add them together. Any questions? All right, let's do letter B now. Pedro's father is building a shed. How many square feet of wood are needed to build the back of the shed shown at the right? Now, kids, these are 6th grade level problems. You will see these on ClearSight or iLearn, this type of a problem. Your fellow classmates in 6th grade math will be doing this on Friday, these same types of problems, but they won't have the circle ones. 7th grade, the difference is you get to have circle problems too. All right, so let's get going on letter B. The first one, I'm going to do a triangle, the area of my triangle. So go ahead and do that. Then do the area of the rectangle. So for letter B, the area of the triangle, did everyone get 30 feet squared? And the area of the rectangle, did you get 180 feet squared? So when you add them together, your final answer is 210 feet squared. Any questions on that? Now, do you see how I wrote this down? I drew the triangle, so I know this is my triangles area. That's my rectangles area. So on the test or a quiz, I would give you points for each one of these things, for writing down the right thing, getting the right answer, writing down what you multiply by, getting the right answer, and then adding your answers together. Because in this one, we add them together. Any questions? Yeah. The rectangle is this right here, 15 by 12. No, a square would be 15 by 15. It looks sort of like a square in the picture, doesn't it? But usually, sometimes, or quite often, the shape does not match. It's not matching the dimensions of it. It's not drawn correctly. So always look at your numbers. Okay, are we ready for example 3? All right. Now in example 3, it says find the area of the shaded region. All right, so what they did here is they made a big rectangle. See that? It's 12 by 5. So the area of the rectangle is 60. Then they find the area of the little triangles. There are 4 of them. See those 4 little triangles there? So you find the area of 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Divided by 2 is 0.5. Then you could take 0.5 times 4, and that gives you 2. Then you subtract. 60 minus 2 gives you the answer of 58 square inches. Any questions on that example? Do you see that? All right, now let's go to 634. The blueprint for a hotel swimming area is represented by the figure shown. The shaded area represents the pool. Find the area of the pool. Okay, the shaded area is this part right here, the blue part. So we find the area of the entire rectangle. Okay, the big rectangle is 42 times 25, which equals 1,050. Then we find the area of the not shaded part. 20 times 22 is 440, and you subtract it, and the answer is 610 square meters. Any questions? Wonderful. Now you're going to do letter C. In letter C, you have to find, it says, a diagram for a park is shown. The shaded area represents the picnic sections. Find the area of the picnic sections. You're only going to find the area of this and this. So go ahead and try to do that problem now. Okay, for letter C, I found the area of the rectangle by multiplying 60 times 25. 1,500, do you see that? Then I found the area of the triangle. This distance here, from here to here, 150 minus 120 gives you 30. 30 yards is that distance. And from here to here is the same from here to here. So this is 50. So it's a triangle. 30 times 50 divided by 2 is 750. Then you add the rectangle plus the triangle is 2,250 yards squared. Any questions? Yes?
So not all the time, like, unless they ask for the non-shaded area, you don't have to, like, subtract it?
Right. Yeah, you just have to look at it and say, okay, what do I need to do to get this answer? There are all different types of things to do. Sometimes there's more than one way to get the right answer, too, on these problems. Okay? Now, this is what I would like for you to do right now. We're going to do 1 and 2. This is classwork. We'll get those done in class. I will give you the answer to those problems. Turn the page. Now, your homework assignment for tonight will be 1 to, let's just do 1 to 9. I'm not going to have you do any of the other problems. Yeah, there are no house problems on that side. So do your homework assignment on page, we're going to do these two. I'll put the answers up. And page 635. One to 9. Any questions? Most of these are pretty easy, and it won't take you long. You do need to write down what the areas are of each shape when you add them together. You can't just write down one answer. Do you understand? Okay. So, to the nearest tenth. So, one second. Yeah. let's see, 1.5 divided by 2, 0.75 squared, and it's a half a circle divided by 2. You'll get that, add those answers together. Find the area of the rectangle, the area of the semicircle, add them together, and that's the answer for that problem.
Do you want to use a calculator?
Yes, but you have to show me this, and then you use a calculator. Do you understand? You can't just write down the answer. You have to write down what you're multiplying, and then use the calculator. On number 2, the area of the rectangle minus the triangle. Sometimes I just do this and then I fill it in. Rectangle minus triangle, 6 times 11. And my triangle, 4 times 6 divided by 2. So you'll have 66 minus 12. I think, yeah, 24 divided by 2 is 12. Subtract that, and the answer will be 54 feet squared. Any questions on how to do 1 and 2? Oh, I still have to do number. In number 1, you're going to add them together, and number 2, we subtracted. So the final answer for problem number 1, 2 times 1.5 is 3. So I have 3 plus 0.75 times 0.75. That'll give you 0.5625 times 3.14 divided by 2 gives you 0.883. It says round to the nearest tenth. So 0.9. And the answer will be 3.9 feet squared. Any questions on that? All right. Have a good day.